because of your YouTube, whenever you are training, like in real life, do people A recognize you that you like don't know, and B, do they then try to proceed to murder you during your
It depends.
training?
So I found that video. I'm just trying to get to the part where it like. Anyway, so like it depends. So a lot of gyms are like very welcoming if they recognize me. So they're like, "Oh man, come on in! Like, thank you! Like, we're glad you showed up." And they're like
Yeah.
really respectful. Most gyms are really cool. There
Yeah.
are definitely some experiences that I've had where people thought the wrong thing just because I exist, which is weird. Like I go to a gym, clearly no camera. I was invited by somebody. So I'll give you one of my favorite stories, right? So
Okay.
I was in Nashville, and I have a friend of mine. His name's Zeke, and Zeke used to be like an announcer. Like he was the host of a show called Master of Arms, where they like made knives.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
So Zeke is like a big dude,
Yeah.
but we've always hit it off. We've always like got along. And so he lives in Nashville. So I hit him up like, "Yo, dude, what you up to?" He's like, "Actually, I'm about to go train. Do you want to go train?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Where do you train?" He's like, "Trains at some Krav Maga facility."
Cool.
I was like, "Cool." So I like grab my stuff. I'm always ready to go when I'm on the road. I always have a gi, always have gloves, always have everything I need because you never know. So like I went and I didn't have a camera with me. I had none of that. Like, obviously I had my phone and I had my bag, but like I wasn't like recording the whole thing. So I go and I think I'm just going to take a class. We hop in and it's like a noon class. So it's like me and like three other people. So it's kind of light. And there was two instructors who were like twins.
Mm.
And, like they were kind of dad bodded,
Okay.
which is cool. Hey man, you do you. I got ups and downs. I get it.
Sure.
I got the dad bod going on right now. So
Sure.
I understand. Right. So I go in and at the time, like I'm in shape because I'm
Yeah.
also teaching full time and I'm doing McDojo Life. So all I'm doing 24 hours is martial arts.
Right.
So I go up, we start doing the class, and warm-ups are like really heavy. Like we're talking like plyometrics. We're jumping up and down this mat, doing like jump squats, and like we're doing like all kind of like long lunges, and then like we were doing like we were just doing a whole bunch of jumping. And Zeke is a big guy. I mean, he's like 6'4", 6'5", probably pushing 300-pound dude. He's a large man.
Sure.
And so I look over and I see him just fucking dying. And I'm looking at other people who do this class and they're dying. And I'm like, this kind of fucking sucks, man. Like, I'm not lying. Like, this is difficult. My legs are getting tired. And we've been at this for 30 minutes, just warm-ups. And then they go, "All right, guys, go ahead and break." And I go, "Dude, have they ever like done is this their normal warm-ups?" He's like, "We have never done warm-ups like this." Because he was like, "We have a standardized warm-up." Like he was like, "The warm-ups are usually very specific because it's the first time we've ever done this."
Yeah.
That's weird. And then we go over to get water and they were like, "All right, guys, go and put your gear on." And he looked all weird. And I was like, "What's the problem?" He's like, "We have specific sparring days." He's like, "This isn't a sparring day." I go, "I see."
I see.
So I was like, "All right, fuck it." All right, so putting my gloves on. I'm like, "All right." And so after they made us do these like ridiculous plyometric drills that weren't warm up, like I don't remember stretching. I don't remember like any like getting limber. It was just like, let's go right into like a 30-minute hit workout. And then now it's like, all right, now we're going to do bag drills. So we did bag drills, like high intensity bag drills. And then afterwards they wanted to spar. And I'm like, all right. And so I wind up moving around these guys, but like I guess they assumed like I was just going to be tired and slow and they were going to like take me down a peg or two. They were fucking horrible. Like, and like, trust me, that I'm not, there's no ego involved in this. I've been beaten so many times. I'm very mediocre. Like, but I am a good kickboxer. It's like one thing that I'm good at. Like, look, I've been around the world kickboxing. Like, I've been at this shit forever. Like, I do this, right? So we wind up touching gloves, and I just piece them up. And then, like, one guy was like, tired, and then his twin would come in, and then I'm like, piece him up. And then he'd left, and then I never sparred with anyone else in the class. They just wanted to spar me, and everyone else was sparring each other. And, like, they were just getting absolutely worked. Like, that was, like, it didn't need to be uncomfortable. Like, I didn't come here to spar. I avoid sparring days at people's facilities because that could be very, like, ego-driven.
Yeah.
People do feel like a need to protect their school. Meanwhile, later on, like a year or two later, I go to like Nashville MMA, or it's like they have a great jiu-jitsu program. They recognize me. They were so welcoming. they were so nice. Like I rolled with like a white belt, and I like, which is smart on their part. They like wanted to see how I would treat someone who was new. I didn't grind them out, and we were just like working on technique. Then I worked with a purple belt, and the purple belt's like belt was like gnarled. It looked like it had been a wood chipper. Like, and his ear looked like a chewed up piece of beef. He's like 20. He's all in shape and shit. You could tell he's about to fight. And we slap hands, bump knuckles, and he comes super aggressive. So I just kind of let him mow through me. And then like, I like, all right, have at it, brother. And he goes, oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't ask. Are you okay? He thought I was like, do you have like an injury? And he was like so polite. I was like, no, man, I was just letting you know, like, if you're looking to go at this pace, that's not me. Like, I'm going to be right here all day. I was like, I'm in someone else's gym. I have nothing to prove. You're clearly a competitor. Like, you clearly know what you're doing. I was like, if you want a nice light roll, I'm your guy. But if you're looking for a hard heavy roll, I'm not going to be that guy. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, who doesn't matter to me. Like, did I have fun is what matters to me. And being mauled is not my version of fun. So, like, he was like, oh, that's cool, man. And, like, we had a really nice, like, polite sparring session. It was very cool. I learned a lot. Like, it was great back and forth. You know, it was very fun. Yeah. And so that's, like, runs the gamut. Sometimes I have to, like, fight for my life. And then sometimes it's like, hey, what's up, brother? Come on in. Like, it's weird.
Well, that